Mom, is this you?
Yes, honey, that's me and my auntie Karen. I think that's outside my grand's house in Velco.
I didn't know you grew up in Balcombe.
Yeah, that's where my parents were born, your grandparents.
How did they meet?
I think they met through my auntie Gina. She was my mom's best friend, and I think they went one night to the Italian club, and my dad was there, and he asked my mom to dance.
So when were you born?
I was born in July 1981. In Velkom, which is a small gold mining town in South Africa.
Oh, so did you go to primary school there?
Actually, I didn't. We moved to Johannesburg when my mom was, when I was about 3 years old. My mom left my dad. She wanted to live in a bigger city and do her degree in accounting.
Why did your parents leave each other?
I think at that point, by the time I was 3, they'd been together a few years and they met when they were really young. I think my mom was only 18 when they met and she was 21 when she had me.
So what was Johannesburg like?
Johannesburg, this was like the 80s and obviously apartheid was still there. Johannesburg was a massive city. Loads of traffic, loads of people, very fast paced, and unfortunately a lot of crime.
So is this where you went to primary school?
Yeah, so I only went to primary school in Johannesburg, and during that time, because it was the 80s, it was when Mandela just started coming to power, so there was still a lot of racial tension and you could see a lot of racism still. There wasn't a lot of black kids in the school yet. I went to a private school, so when we started seeing black kids come to school, they were usually the kids who were from Parliament, but there was still a lot of children who were very poor in the townships with their education.
So where did you go to high school then?
I actually went to high school in Cape Town because growing up in Johannesburg I never felt safe. So I asked my mom to put me in boarding school in Cape Town. But it was my first time to be kind of independent of my mom because she had to stay because she had a house and she had a job. So I actually lived in Cape Town on my own without my mom for a year.
Did you like your boarding school?
Yes and no. It was difficult without being with my mom there. Actually, to be honest, I didn't like it that much. I just felt when I was there, I've lost a lot of individuality. I felt like there was just so many rules. There'd be like a bell that goes off early in the morning. You had half an hour to get ready and then you have to line up for breakfast, and all the matrons would then check the hem of your dress, check your nails, if you had makeup on. It was almost like being in an army.
Did you finish high school in Cape Town?
Actually, I didn't. My mom and I went on holiday in America, and when we got back, my mom said, would I like to live in America? And yeah, I thought it was amazing.
So what was high school in America like?
It was probably one of the best years of my teenage life. Going to a co-ed school in America, which you can wear your own clothes. And actually, I started smoking then just to fit in with the crowd. My first day, I met friends straight away, I think because I was very different. They weren't used to meeting a South African with the accent, and actually thought that I was going to be black because I was from South Africa, which was very typical then. Actually, now thinking about it, it reminds me of when I was a kid, and I used to sit in the backseat of my dad's car, and he used to smoke. Just having that memory, but I think it's so strange when being. Those were the times now, like in the 80s, 90s, everyone smoked.
Do you ever think about that girl in primary school?
I think about her, and I also think about, you know, my friends that I went to school there with, and a lot of people in South Africa. I think about, you know, the division with the race, and also with not just race, it's also got to do with rich and poor. There's massive divides there, and there's really high crime and loose morals. So there's a lot of good people out there, and I just feel like in South Africa it is a bit dangerous, and I do think about even my family there. I do worry about them.